A man disguised himself as a disabled veteran, attempting to sneak into the venue and assassinate the president. The police at the entrance, after examining his forged documents and giving his outfit a quick glance, decided he didn't seem like a dangerous individual and let him pass. Once inside, Mike made his way straight to the sniping position he had previously chosen. He then set up his weapon and locked the crosshairs on the president. A few days prior, he had gone to the outskirts to conduct live fire tests. He aimed his gun at a pineapple 3 kilometers away. After pulling the trigger, the bullet accurately hit the target, but the trajectory was slightly off to the left. He immediately used tools to fine-tune the aiming system. After shooting again, this time the bullet struck dead center. Once he confirmed the adjustments were correct, Mike loaded live rounds and fired at a pineapple, easily blowing it apart. And next, at the military parade in France, Mike would use this gun to assassinate the president. To ensure the plan was foolproof, Mike first drove a BMW to a repair shop. He sawed off a spare exhaust pipe, wrapped the disassembled sniper rifle in plastic wrap, hid it inside the exhaust pipe, and perfectly restored the structure. The next day, he brought a forged passport ready to enter France. But at border control, the police discovered his passport had expired. Subsequently, a senior official stepped forward, demanding a thorough inspection. It turned out that just the day before, the relevant department had received intelligence indicating an assassin was planning to kill the president, so border security was tightened. Yet Mike remained incredibly calm, allowing the police to check his vehicle and luggage because he had already hidden the weapon inside the exhaust pipe. In the end, the police found nothing and could only issue him a temporary pass. After entering France, Mike quickly found a discreet hotel to hide out temporarily. Meanwhile, French intelligence discovered that Mike had frequent contact with a French woman, suspecting she was the informant leaking intelligence to him. The next day, the bureau chief personally interrogated the woman, forcing out Mike's itinerary. The French authorities immediately initiated a citywide alert. However, by the time the police arrived at the hotel where Mike was hiding, he had already escaped. At this point, Mike had reached the periphery of the venue. After observing the terrain, he determined the top floor of the hotel was the optimal sniping point. Mike then bought new clothes at the market and purchased a few medals on the street. He disguised himself as a retired wounded soldier and arrived at the security checkpoint entrance. Just as he was about to enter, a guard asked him to show identification. Mike calmly handed over the fake documents. After carefully examining the ID and medals, the guard wasn't suspicious and let him through. Mike quickly headed to the hotel, removed the prosthetic leg used for his disguise, and rubbed his numb leg. He then went to the window to scout. He observed that security inside the venue was tight, with soldiers at the ready, cavalry blocking off areas, and snipers deployed at various vantage points, all to protect the president's safety. Mike took out the gun parts from the crutch and skillfully assembled them into a makeshift sniper rifle. He placed a chair on the table to build a shooting platform. At this point, there were only 5 minutes left until the military parade, and the president was about to appear. Mike calmly loaded the gun, adjusted the angle, and entered a standby state. However, just as he locked onto the target, the police chief suddenly arrived. He had received confirmed intelligence that Mike had infiltrated the venue, so he hurriedly made his way through the crowd, asking the guards if they had seen a suspicious disabled person. After getting confirmation, he led his men straight to the hotel. Drawing on years of experience, the chief determined the top floor was the optimal sniping point and immediately rushed up. At that moment, Mike's crosshairs were already firmly trained on the president's figure.